Mahagrasa, she can gobble up the whole creation. Unmesh Nimish Utpanna Vipan Bhuvnavali. In the blink of an eye, when Devi opens her eyes. Now Sri Vidya has certain aspects. There is formless Sri Vidya and there is formed Sri Vidya. In formless aspect, you might pray to Goddess in the form of Kundalini, the energy aspect. Or you might pray to her simply sonic aspect, which is just the sound, which will not have any rituals, just extraordinary chanting and recital of Devi's mantra. And third is the aspect which is worshipping her form. When you pray to her form, that Sri Vidya has further three aspects. First is her mantra, the sound, her sonic representation. Mantra can be Trayakshri, which means 3 letters. It's generally how you get somebody started on the path of Sri Vidya mantra sadhana. But that does not mean this mantra is any less potent than the longer mantras. This is a dynamite in its own right, because Trayakshri has only 3 seed syllables. Each one can be placed on a different chakra, or each one can be placed in one part of the body, depending on which energy you want to invoke the most. After Trayakshri, then if an aspirant, if a seeker, a practitioner is walking the path properly, then he or she is given what's called Panchadashi. Panchadashi is a mantra that comprises of 15 letters. Panchadashi means 15. Even though I'm using the word letters, in between this mantra at 3 different places called Trayakuta is the seed syllable, which is not actually a letter but a combination of letters. It's a word, not a letter. It's a syllable. Once a sadhak, a practitioner, really shows progress on the path, then the Guru may choose to give that person what's called Shodakshari, a mantra of 16 letters. But generally it's not needed at all. Panchadashi is pretty much whole soul. Second aspect of Sri Vidya is Lalita Sahasranam, 1000 names of the goddess. When we love somebody, we give them so many names. We call them with different names. But when you are angry, you would almost always address that person with his or her just formal name. You won't call them that lovey-dovey name you might have given them earlier. You won't say, honey, why are you shouting at me? Why the hell are you shouting at me? You'll say something like that, or you get the idea. So Lalita Sahasranam are 1000 names of goddess. That I am going to call upon goddess in everything. And whatever I am going to do in my life, Maheshwari, Mahakali, Mahagrasa, Mahashana. She is Maheshwari, the ultimate controller. Ishwar, Maha Ishwar, the supreme Ishwari, the one who has that presiding force over everything. Mahakali, she is the ultimate destroyer, the beginning of all creation. Mahagrasa, she can gobble up the whole creation. Unmesh Nimish Utpanna Vipan Bhuvnavali. In the blink of an eye, when Devi opens her eyes, creation happens. When she closes, in that blink, destruction happens. In that blink, creation happens again. Vipanna Bhuvnavali, many planes of existence get created. Third aspect of Sri Vidya. So Lalita Sahasranam is used to invoke our sentiment towards Devi, that she is everything. Anything that happens to you in your daily life, if you can give it a name, you will find that name in Lalita Sahasranam. And then those who cannot do Sahasranam, for them there is this thing called Trishati. Trishati is 300 names of Goddess, not the full 1000 names. But I always say, just do Lalita Sahasranam. Just stick to one thing. That's always been my philosophy. Third aspect of Sri Vidya is a Shri Yantra. A Shri Yantra is the energy representation of Devi. You can have a 4-dimensional Shri Yantra, also called a Meru Yantra, on which you do, or you can have a flattened Shri Yantra, just a drawing. And if it's just a drawing, then you are going to offer, in fact, even on the other one, if you are a good practitioner, good aspirant, then you are going to offer right at the place wherever you need to offer whatever worship you need to offer. Why? Because Sri Yantra contains all the companion energies of Mother Divine. So Sri Yantra is not just praying to Devi, but it is also invoking all the other energies. Before the Prime Minister of a country would make a visit anywhere, there are going to be many teams that are going to visit that place to make sure it is all okay. There is going to be that multi-tier security, multiple blankets to protect that VVIP person. Similarly, before Devi is invoked, there are other energies, various siddhis and yoginis, yakshinis and nityas. I will come to Nitya in a moment. They are invoked before you invoke the Devi. So right in the center of Shri Yantra, like an auditorium, in the middle is the speaker. Devi is called Bandhav Vasini. There's a dot right in the middle. That's where Devi lives, because everything has originated from a dot. You can call that dot a sperm, you can call that dot an egg, you can call that dot the seed of the universe. And there are 15 Devis called 15 Nityas. Before I talk about that, before I go further on Shri Yantra, how you invoke Devi depends on which kind of mantra you are initiated into. In Panchadashi, the mantra of 15 letters, put it this way, syllables would be the right word. There are 3 types of vidyas, 3 types of mantras. One is called Kadi Vidya, one is called Hadi Vidya, one is called Sadi Vidya. Different sages invoked Devi with different mantras. So depending on the lineage you are initiated into, you would know which is your mantra, your guru would tell you.